In a world where change is constant and uncertainty is the norm, understanding the timeless principles of finance can be your greatest asset. In his book, Morgan Housel reveals 12 lessons that remain true across decades and even centuries. Let's explore these lessons that can help you navigate the unpredictable world of finance. Lesson 1. The world is more fragile than we think. History is filled with events that have shattered economies and changed the course of nations. The Great Depression of the 1930s, the 2008 financial crisis, and the COVID-19 pandemic all serve as reminders of how easily our world can be disrupted. Housel emphasizes that while we cannot predict these events, we can prepare our finances to withstand them. Building a financial buffer, diversifying investments, and avoiding over-leveraging are key strategies to safeguard against the unknown. Lesson 2. The biggest risk is the one you don't see coming. Whether it was the sudden collapse of Lehman Brothers in 2008 or the unexpected arrival of a global pandemic in 2020, history shows that the greatest financial risks often come without warning. Housel argues that instead of trying to predict these risks, we should focus on resilience, creating a financial plan that can weather unforeseen storms. This means maintaining a diversified portfolio, keeping debt levels low, and staying flexible in your financial decisions. Lesson 3. Successful stock picking is about more than just numbers. While financial metrics like earnings per share and price-to-earnings ratios are important, Housel reminds us that human behavior, emotions like greed, fear, and uncertainty, plays a crucial role in the stock market. For instance, during the dot-com bubble of the late 1990s, many investors were swept up by the hype, ignoring fundamental valuations. Understanding these psychological factors can help you make more informed investment decisions and avoid common pitfalls. Lesson 4. Think in probabilities, not certainties. Investing is never a sure thing, and the best investors understand that. Housel suggests approaching investments with a probabilistic mindset where you weigh the potential outcomes rather than betting on a single scenario. For example, instead of assuming a stock will definitely rise because of strong earnings, consider the probability of various outcomes, how it might react to different economic conditions or market trends. This approach can help you manage risk and make more balanced decisions. Lesson 5. The power of storytelling in finance cannot be overstated. Housel highlights that narratives often drive markets more than fundamentals. A compelling story about a company's potential can inflate its stock price, as seen with Tesla. Despite the company's early struggles, Elon Musk's vision of a future dominated by electric vehicles captivated investors, propelling Tesla to become the most valuable carmaker in the world. This lesson teaches us that while data is important, understanding the story behind a stock can provide valuable insights into its future performance. Lesson 6. Every stock valuation is a number from today multiplied by a story about tomorrow. When you invest in a company, you're not just buying its current earnings, you're buying its future potential. This is why companies with promising technologies or strong growth narratives often trade at high valuations. However, Housel warns that these stories can sometimes lead to overvaluation if investors get too carried away. It's crucial to balance the current financials with a realistic assessment of future prospects. Lesson 7. Market extremes, such as the meme stock craze, are not unnatural. The GameStop frenzy of 2021, where retail investors drove up the stock price by over 1,700%, is a perfect example. Housel argues that such events should be expected as markets explore the boundaries of what investors are willing to believe. These extremes are a natural part of market behavior, driven by a mix of speculation, fear of missing out, and the sheer unpredictability of human nature. Lesson 8. Patience is the greatest advantage. In the fast-paced world of finance, it's easy to get caught up in short-term trends. However, Housel emphasizes that the true winners are often those who stay patient and stick to their long-term plans. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, attributes much of his success to patience, investing in strong companies and holding on to them for decades. This lesson encourages us to focus on the long term and avoid the temptation of quick gains. Lesson 9. Most competitive advantages eventually die. Even the most dominant companies are not immune to disruption. Housel uses Sears as an example, a retail giant that once had an unassailable market position, only to be overtaken by competitors like Walmart and Amazon. The lesson here is that no company is too big to fail. Investors should be wary of companies resting on their laurels and always be on the lookout for new innovations that could disrupt the market. Lesson 10. The role of inefficiency in success is often overlooked. Many of history's greatest thinkers and innovators, like Einstein and Steve Jobs, intentionally left parts of their day unstructured. This slack allowed them time to think creatively and solve complex problems. Housel suggests that, in a world obsessed with efficiency, leaving room for downtime can actually lead to greater productivity and success. Lesson 11. Writing for an audience of one is a principle that can be applied beyond writing. Housel shares that his best work comes when he writes for himself, not trying to cater to others. This authenticity resonates with readers and can be applied to any creative endeavor. The takeaway: focus on what genuinely interests you, and your passion will shine through. Lesson 12. Happiness is linked to expectations. One of the most profound lessons is that our happiness is often tied to how our expectations align with reality. In both investing and life, lowering our expectations can lead to greater contentment. Instead of chasing after constant growth and success, finding joy in what we already have can bring a more fulfilling and balanced life. These 12 timeless lessons provide a roadmap to navigating the uncertainties of both finance and life. By embracing these principles, you can build a more resilient, thoughtful, and fulfilling financial future. If you're ready to delve deeper, I highly recommend picking up a copy of the book.